So, hello everyone, this is July 17, 2022, the Hindu Delhi edition, and we'll be first identifying the most important news as usual, followed by a detailed discussion on the same. So, let's go on to identify the most important news. So, there is nothing here. This person, Jagdeep Dhankar, is the new vice presidential candidate. Just know the name from NDA. Okay. I don't see anything. Okay, there is nothing here. Renaming of city. Okay, there is nothing here. Monkeypox. Just have make a note of it. Okay, this may be a very important question for prelims next year. Okay. KP. So JC Daniel Award is given to KP Kumaran. Fine. Okay, there is nothing here. So Agnipath scheme and this media registration will be a matter of concern in the monsoon session. Okay. Okay. Baghel government digs too in politics of cow urine. Extended. Okay. Wesley Chari green pit vipers. Antivenom available in India cannot counter poison of snake common in northeast. Okay. US will not walk away from West Asia. Now West Asia is the place where they will try to make another Afghanistan. Okay. So this is science and tech page. You know we do it separately. Fine. So have a look over it. Now this is important, the FAQ page. Where is population growth taking place? We'll be doing this. Bail law reform. CGI has talked about it, so we'll be doing this. Will RBI move help greater trade in rupee? We'll be doing this. Euro dollar parity, we'll be doing this also. This is very important with respect to prelims. Okay. There's nothing here. Okay, we'll do this trade for deficits and outflow. Okay. And then we enter the sports page as usual. we don't find much. Okay, important news with respect to our examination. So let's see the news in frames. At the elephant camp, and the camp is named of name of the camp. Cozy Kamuthi camp at Annamalai Tiger Reserve. Okay, in Tamil Nadu has 26 elephants. They are very beautiful animals, but they have to be chained. What are they doing? Okay. Boiled millet flour, boiled rice, jaggery, salt and coconut. They will feed. This is what they feed the elephant. Okay. And why it is in news? Let's understand. Wild elephant from forest department. Okay, fine. So let us now go to the news analysis first. So there was nothing here, no? There was nothing on these pages as far as I remember. Directly we had a news on this FAQ page. So let's do that only. And then we'll have a separate video for science and tech. Okay, where is population growth taking place? Fine. In India, where are India and China placed? How will it impact UN Sustainable Development Goal? Coinciding with World Population Day, UNDESA Population Department released World Population Prospect 2022. Every year they release. Okay, the global population with almost 8 billion projected to by now 2022. This year they will be reaching 9 billion. The report underlines what with India expected to surpass China. Okay, what is the highlights of the report? The projection suggests that world population grew to around 8.5 billion in 2030, 9.7 in 2050 before reaching a peak of around 10.4 billion in 2100. The population is expected to remain at the level until 2100. Okay, globally life expectancy 72.8 years. Okay, further reduction in mortality are projected to result in an average longevity of 77.2 years globally by 2050. Okay, life expectancy at birth for women exceeded that of men by 5.4 years, female and male. Okay, these are the data. Just have a look over it. You won't be able to remember it. But yes, one thing you can do here, that you create a chart or graph. Okay, where you have high, medium and low for this data. Okay. More than half the projected increase in global population will be concentrated in just 8 countries. These are the 8 countries. Okay. Did COVID-19 impacted through external shocks take time to reflect in? It would be here, no? Demographic projections. The report is unequivocal that the COVID-19 has had an impact. The global life expectancy fell to 71 years. Down from 72.8 year. Okay, so it is down due to, you understand, the COVID problem. Okay, fine, there is nothing here. What are implications for India? This is important. In 2021, the 5th edition of NFSS reported that for the first time the TFR has hit 2.0 or below, the replacement rate of 2.1. India's population is predicted to grow from its current 1.4 billion to 1.6 billion by 2050 before setting at around 1.5 billion in 2100. Okay, so the curve will be like this. okay, by 2100. Okay, this would be around 1.67 billion, this would be around 1.5 billion, and now we have 1.4 billion. So we are almost stabilizing. The projection is expected to peak at 1.7 billion sometime in 2064. This means that decline in India population is in line with what is being observed in developed countries and is expected to translate into improved living standards per capita and greater gender equality, etc. Because this TFR has been achieved in most states, two major states being India's most populous UP and Bihar, and it shows that population decline can be achieved without coercive state policy. The number also means that India will continue to have large population of working people who will be expected to support growing number of aged. The pressure to provide quality jobs that also expect to be climate friendly or at least climate neutral will continue to rise. This pressure, yes. The labor force participation of women in India has shrunk and declined, and declining fertility means many more will demand better jobs in transitioning economy. What about gender equality? The Population Foundation of India pointed out that NFHS revealed that unmet need for family planning method was highest among the lowest wealth quintile and lowest among the highest wealth quintile, implying that usage of modern contraceptive increased with income. So 66.3% of women who employed are most likely to use modern contraception compared with 53.4% of women who are not. So about 66% are more likely to use than the remaining 54%. Okay, the data adds to the mountain of evidence that prove that development is the best contraceptive. Okay, our focus should be on to reach the unreached. We must do for the marginalized section who may be underprivileged on basis of class, identity or geography. So three kind of underprivileged can be there. This could be related to class, identity or geography. Geography is one of the major factor for this. Okay, bail law reforms. Let's see what are Supreme Court's order. Directions on grant of bail. Why does it recommend a separate bail act? So Supreme Court has urged Center to bring a new law to simplify streamlined process of bail. Referring to Bail Act of UK, a bench said that there is pressing need to reform bail law considering abysmally low conviction rate, stating that such detention reflect colonial mindset and create impression of police state. The apex court issued direction to the court and investigation agency to prevent unnecessary arrest. What did the court observe? The Supreme Court judgment issued clarification to 2021 ruling on guidelines for considering bail for offences under CRPC. Observed that it is a draconian measure that should be used sparingly. It held that bail continues to be the rule and jail is an It continues that bail continues to be a rule and jail as an exception, the touchstone of Article 21, and highlighted the presumption of innocence under proven guilty. It said unwarranted arrests are carried out in violation of Section 41 and Section 41A. What is the present law? The bail governed by the provision of CRPC. Offences are categorized as bailable and non-bailable. Under Section 436, bail is a right in bailable offence. Okay, and police or court is bound to release the accused following the furnishing of a bail bond with or without surety. For a non-bailable offence, an accused cannot claim bail as a right. The discretion lies with the court. Okay. In 437 sets out to be circumstances in which court can grant bail to a non-bailable offence. Okay. Provision mandates that court to be considering granting bail to an accused below 16 years, someone who is sick or is a woman. So three things. Women also. So less than 16 years, sick or woman. Three people, right? What are some of the guidelines from the court? Stressing the need to ensure due procedure for arrest and time limit for disposal of bail pleas, the court asks the center to consider introducing a bail act. Okay, bail pleas have to be disposed within 2 weeks, except when provisions mandate otherwise. A plea for anticipatory bail has to be decided within 6 weeks. Another guideline is that court need not insist on formal bail application. In some stages, such proceeding under section 88 of 170, 204, 209 of CRPC. This means that accused can be granted bail on court's own discretion in some situation. Okay. So discretionary bail is also a possibility. Fine. For instance, when a person is present in a court and is required to appear later again, it can take a bond instead of remaining in custody. Bail can also be granted when person is produced before a court by police, or when court issues process either a summon or complaint or warrant after the police files a charge sheet, or when case is committed by magistrate, okay, for trial into a session court. Fine. So these are the examples. Investigating agencies and officers have to comply with these sections 41 and 41A. It ruled that non-compliance with these sections at time of arrest will entitle the accused to bail. Okay. Section 41 deals with arrest in a cognizable offence where punishment is imprisonment for a term which may be less than 7 years. 41A relates notices for appearance before the policeman in case where arrest is not required. Notably, police officer is required to record the reason for arresting and not arresting the person. The bench directed the state government and union territories to facilitate standing orders for procedures to be followed under section 41 and 41A to avoid unwarranted arrest. It directed High Court to identify under trials who are unable to comply with bail conditions. Fine. And this UK law on bail. Okay, Bail Act of 1976 governs the procedure for granting or denying bail. It recognizes general right to bail and aims to reduce number of inmates to prevent clogging of jails. It says that an accused should be granted bail unless there is a justified reason to refuse it. Bail can be rejected if the court finds substantial ground for believing that defendant will fail to surrender, commit an offence, or interfere with witness. Okay, so 3 things are there. Bail can be rejected if court finds that substantial ground for believing that defendant will fail to surrender, commit an offence, interfere with witness if released on bail. 3 things. Okay. Fail to surrender, commit an offence, interfere with witness. Okay. The court has to give reason in case it withholds or alters the bail condition. Okay, so this is a good article. You just know 2-3 things, that bail is a matter of, in bailable offences bail is a right, in non-bailable offences it is not a right. Okay, now RBI help greater trade in rupee. Which countries are likely to be interested in Indian rupee settlement facility? What payment issue with Russia? Will payment issue with Russia ease? Let's see. RBI has come up with additional arrangement for invoicing, payment and settlement of export and import in Indian rupee. Under this mechanism, Indian importer could make payment in rupee to a special Vostro account. Okay, Indian importers who imports can make payment in rupee to a special Vostro account of correspondent bank of partner country against invoice for supply of goods or services from overseas seller. Indian exporters shall be paid proceeds in rupee from balances in designated Vostro account from correspondent bank of partner country. Okay. How does this change status quo? Vostro account have been around for a while. They were likely not used because export typically preferred settlement in strong and stable currency. Also, there are at least 3 new aspects of newly issued circular. Okay. First, the RBI has explicitly said that exchange of message in a safe, secure and efficient way may be agreed upon mutually between bank of partner countries. Okay. he says that I don't think RBI has ever gone into nuances of messaging standards in past. The SWIFT system was seen as an acceptable standard for international transaction. Okay. It may be recalled that soon after Russia invaded Ukraine, the Belgium-based SWIFT system that allows instant messaging among banks began excluding Russian bank from transactioning through its channel. The aim was to make it difficult and tedious for Russian entities to transact with rest of the world. The RBI circular could be taken to mean that partnering banks may use any messaging system that deem fit and not confine themselves to SWIFT. Okay. So this is the thing. RBI has allowed for surplus to be invested. The second thing is this. That is, the rupee surplus balance held in Vostro account may be used by the foreign entities for payment for projects and investment in India, and as also for investment in Indian government treasury bill, government security. Okay. So the balance held in the Vostro account may be used by the foreign entities for payment of projects and investment in India, as also for investment in Indian government treasury bills and this government security. Okay. So you have some bank account in India and you have rupees in there, right? So instead of taking out, you can do what? You can invest these rupees in India, because investing rupee in India is easier than investing rupee in other country. Okay. Now let's see. Vostro accounts did not need permission earlier. Okay. Now RBI has specified that bank acting as authorized dealer need not to secure prior approval from regulator to put place in this mechanism. Okay. This is likely because RBI may seek to understand that which countries are interested in this mechanism and whether the account are being used for the purpose for which they were intended to be. Means initially this Vostro account does not need any permission, but now RBI has specified that bank acting as authorized dealers need to secure prior approval from the regulator, means RBI, to put in place this mechanism. Now what? Now if this mechanism is put in place, then an permission is needed. Okay. And why is RBI doing this? It is likely because RBI may want to understand this two things. One, which countries are interested, and second, that if the account opened is being used for the purpose or not. Okay. Which country may be interested in this facility? With Russia, EPC India chairman, sectoral trade has been virtually at a standstill with Russia due to payment problem. With new facility, we will see payment issue with Russia easing. Former banker with Standard Chartered Bank and associated with these. Okay, Russia enjoys a trade surplus with India and would unlikely to prefer payment in currencies such as dollar or euro when it is facing sanctions from West. Opening a rupee account where Russia accumulates trade surplus with India and using those to invest in Indian assets in India may make sense to Russia. The country holds more than 600 billion in foreign currency, and while using 20-30 billion of that in rupee account may not be challenge for them. Okay. How does the new mechanism help India? For India, in doing business with Russia using rupee will mean that there is no hard currency outflow in such transaction. The impact on rupee market is that foreign currency outflow would be lower by 3 billion every month. Technically, it would ease downward pressure on rupee, which has been sliding to a record low frequently in recent past. However, an easing of downward pressure on the rupee would only be seen in medium to long term, because in current scenario, payment to Russia has anyway not been going through, and a credit system has helped to continue the trade. Okay. In other countries to begin showing interest in using facility, then a strengthening impact may be seen more quickly for rupee. Amid ongoing rupee weakness, Reserve Bank of India steps appear to be aimed at reducing demand for foreign exchange. While incremental for now, we'll see the measures as useful long-term step which can enable greater use of rupee in foreign trade. Okay, so more use of rupee in foreign trade means appreciation of rupee will take place, right? It is related to REER concept. Okay, just have a look over it. Which bank could choose to opt in? Larger bank may not immediately set up Vostro account. If sanctions on Russia widen, such banks would not want to be caught in environment where other parts of their international business get impacted. Smaller bank may be ideal, okay, for the purpose and could provide services with little bit of push by Indian government if needed. Let's see this one. What will be the impact of euro dollar parity? How will weakening of euro affect 19 countries in eurozone which use the currency? What lies ahead? Okay, fine. The euro and dollar reached parity on Tuesday, meaning $1 could buy €1 in foreign exchange market. For over 2 decades, it just took more than $1. It took more than $1 to purchase €1. Just a year ago, it was about $1.2 to purchase €1. Since beginning of the year, euro has lost about 12% against dollar and is expected to lose more. What determines currency's exchange rate? The price of currency in the market is determined by supply and demand. Okay, in market always supply and demand. The supply of a country's currency in foreign exchange market is determined by various factors such as central bank policy, supply we are talking about, local demand for imports and foreign assets. So supply, three things. The demand determined by factors such as central bank policy and foreign demand for exports and domestic assets. Okay. So why this fall? It is believed that divergence in monetary policies of US Fed and European Central Bank is the primary reason behind euro's significant depreciation against US dollar. In response to economic crisis caused by lockdown imposed to fight coronavirus pandemic, both federal and ECB expanded their balance sheet to boost the spending. Okay, but this soon led to rise in prices. Inflation in US hit about 9.1% in June, while inflation in Europe about 8.6%. The Fed responded to the rising price by raising interest rate in the year in order to slow down US money supply growth. The ECB, however, has been far less aggressive in tightening policy, even though inflation rate is as high as 22% in some European countries. This caused value of euro to slide again. Okay, inflation. Okay, IUSA by IEU, this factor. Okay, fine. Or at least supply of euro in the market rising relatively to supply of dollars. Obviously, the euro, however, is not the only currency that is depreciating at the moment. Yen is another currency that has lost about 20% of its value. The value of euro has been affected by uncertainty in energy supply in wake of Russia's invasion in Ukraine, and the is showing actions against Russia. Okay, Europe now has to shell out more euros to import limited energy supplies, which in turn adversely affect the value of euro against dollar. What happens next? As Fed continues to raise interest rate, this is likely to exert further downward pressure. The ECB may be forced to raise interest rate to slow down money supply growth in eurozone in order to prop up the value of euro, but this is likely to lead a slowdown in growth in eurozone. 19 countries use the currency. It is economy, as its economy will have to readjust to tighter monetary condition. If so, European nation might opt to enact tax and regulatory reforms to expedite recovery. Okay, this is easy. I've explained it many times, so don't worry, just give it a read. If you don't understand, let me know in the comment box. I'll definitely make you understand this. Okay, if required, I'll come up with a video also. Okay, trade deficit outflows warrant monitoring. RBI official cite easing price as a plus. Official, however, took comfort into fact. Okay, economy is resilient. Same thing. Yesterday also, Ms. Sitaraman has said the same thing. Okay, give it a read. Okay, so I think with this we come to end of today's newspaper analysis. I hope you like it. If you like it, consider subscribing the channel, liking our content, sharing it and commenting. Okay, so it's time to take a part, say a goodbye to you all. So goodbye all and best of luck, study hard. Jai Hind.
So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.